The Janesville Police Department is warning people about someone who was allegedly impersonating an officer when he attempted to pull a woman over last night. The woman became suspicious about a black Hummer SUV that pulled behind her with red and blue lights flashing around 5:30 p.m. She was on Center Avenue at the time. The woman called the Rock County Communications Center, and a dispatcher confirmed she was not being pulled over. And you can take note there. That's a great tip if you are concerned to just double check. Janesville police are reminding drivers to call 911 if you suspect the person trying to pull you over is not really an officer. A dispatcher can verify if an officer is actually trying to stop you.